It's looking easy to take. We not afraid. We put the fear in their bones. Ain't no more running away. They tryna chase. They tryna follow our steps. They tryna copy the wave. Boy, that's your name. That's why they keep getting curved. You gotta stay in your lane. They wanna claim that we not giving them work. Like this is minimum wage. Boys, you crazy.
Music licensing reimagined.
Now that you open the cage, nobody's
Sparking Zero all day, but bro, I'm happy about it. I love that we got the game. We've been it, bro. I remember where I was at when they first announced that they're coming out with this game.
Where were you at,
bro? I was up in the woodlands, getting some samples out of my storage, and I was leaving, and it was either you mentioned it to me, or it popped up on my Instagram, and I lost it. I went straight to YouTube, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you."
Yep.
And the first thing I did, I went and got DBZ Kakarot because I was like, I need to figure this out because this screen is going to jack me up. But I love that we got another installment to Dragon Ball, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if it wasn't for, and this is probably a hot take, but this is just me. If it wasn't for the what if scenarios and the fact that we have such a plethora of characters on the roster, I would have been hard pressed to get the game.
All right. Okay, yeah. I can somewhat agree with that. Okay.
Because they can only tell the story so many times in so many different ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's
I mean, I agree. I agree. I say I agree with you, but I do think that, you know, the online play, I think that's what sold a lot of people. They could have not even had anything to do with store. They could have just went straight to online play, and people would have sold it. Now, obviously, you have Fighter Z, but Fighter Z and Sparking Zero, the Tenkaichi, they're just totally different. So,
Fighter Z is like
yeah, like Marvel vs. Capcom is probably the closest. But
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this. I think that Fighter Z is technically harder than Tenkaichi. The combo sequences is crazy.
Yeah, because it is a, as we know it, a legit fighting game, like a traditional fighting game in a sense. So whereas, you know, Tenkaichi, or Sparking Zero, like, yeah, they have combos, but the combos aren't as difficult to pull off versus something that's in fighters. Now, that doesn't mean that the game can't be that the game is like me played by someone's brain dead. No. Yeah. Especially if you're playing online.
Some sort of intelligence playing it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, especially if you're playing online, it can get competitive. And that's why I feel like I hope that they have tournaments for Sparking Zero, because this will be one game that I will be like, this will be one game that I wouldn't mind being sweaty for, and actually like going to a locals and like playing against other people.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's why I don't know. I want to play online. It's just like I said, I know my inputs are going to be, I have to get used to inputs online, and I just don't want to mess up playing in real time because, you know, like I said, I'm trying to play other people and play locals and stuff like that. Yeah. I know. I can't keep dodging it forever. So yeah.
So look, check it out, y'all. Check it out. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think about Sparking Zero? Is it everything that you hoped it would be? Is it lackluster? What do you think about the what if scenarios? And who is your main? We'll have our gamer tags below so that if you ever want to run the ones, hell, if you want to beat my ass, fuck it, we'll play. But you know, if I put belt to ass, I don't want to hear from you either. Yeah. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and let's move on to the next topic. So, man, aside from Sparking Zero dropping this week, we also RIP the GOAT, man. RIP Akira Toriyama. Because we got Dragon Ball Daima. Now,
yes,
I'm gonna be honest with you. and I told this to my viewers when I shot the reaction for the first episode. I came into this thing fresh, wet behind the ears. I didn't want to see any trailers. The only information I knew about Daima is when I talked to you about it. And you were like, I don't want to spoil you, but this is what you need to go in with the mindset looking at, right?
Right.
And so I was like, cool. Like I understand there's a time gap between the end of Z going into Super. So for those of you who don't know, there's a 10-year stopgap between the end of Dragon Ball Z when Goku defeated Majin Buu and went flying off with Oob after the tournament, and Dragon Ball Super when we got the first tournament. Well, no, when Frieza came back as Golden Frieza, right?
Right.
There's a 10-year gap. And Daima is meant to fill that 10-year gap and explain to you, like, look, this is what kind of went on during that time. And for me personally, I thought that was genius because you can't go post Super or post Tournament of Power because we're already experiencing that right now if you're a manga reader like I am, right? Because there's so much of the story they could go through. Ultra Ego Vegeta, the cat that I forget his name, but
Who?
he reminded
Describe
me
him?
of the guy that gave Trunks his sword originally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just
Oh,
the
yeah, I
whole
know you're
story
talking
that
about.
wraps Vegeta in the Saiyans, right?
Right.
So they couldn't go post Tournament of Power. They couldn't do that because we already have that. So to have something that it kind of helps explain what took place during that time gap of Super or of Z to Super, I thought was cool. And I think the way they opened it up at first, I'm not gonna lie to you, when they opened it up, I was kind of confused for a second. Not gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
for those of you who have watched the episode, y'all understand how it opens up. They pretty much drop you right into the Buu saga, right?
Yep.
And the way you're looking at it is through the third person. Is it third person? So the way we watch Dragon Ball Super, that's the way this other person in the series was watching it. Like he was able to rewind and watch what took place,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
In the demon realm. So that I was kind of confused. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, are they in the same period of time, or is this person rewinding and trying to get caught up with everything that went on? Like they still need to kind of help explain this because I was confused. But you know, I liked that. I liked that they. So we knew about the demon realm. We only knew about it because of Deborah, but I didn't know that there were multiple worlds or multiple demon realms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of highlighted that during the first episode, which I thought was good. Then what else? What else did I really appreciate from the story? I like that they didn't spend too much time. It's like Sparking Zero. They didn't spend that much time on the story. They were like, look, you kind of already know what happened, but if you don't, we're gonna kind of speed it up. But they didn't speed it up to the point where it's like, what the hell just happened? They hit all the high points of
Exactly.
of the speed up of the Buu saga. So I appreciated that, right? Another thing, I loved the odes that they gave to Akira Toriyama during this first episode. Now, will it carry on throughout the season? I doubt it. I feel like they wanted to just do this during the first episode because it's only right to pay homage in the first episode. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, when Goku and Vegeta went and did their fight, when they went and did their little training, right? They gave us the classic Gallic Gun Kamehameha Beam Clash. For all of those who don't know, that is what got a lot of us into Dragon Ball Z.
Facts.
They gave us that, right? Which, awesome. Kudos. But it also gave us a little bit of foreshadow of what took place in Super. Once again, this is what I'm talking about. So during that beam clash, right? You saw Goku try to go through the beam, and he came on the opposite end and punched Vegeta because it surprised the hell out of Vegeta when it happened, right?
Yep.
They did that same thing in Dragon Ball Super when Goku fought Hit for the first time.
Oh yeah.
You remember when Goku hit him with the Kamehameha blast and went Kaioken with it?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Went through the blast and connected with Hit.
Yeah, I remember that. Dope.
So I like the way they paid homage in that regard. Now, while it was good, it still left some questions that need to be answered on my end, and we'll get into that. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, what do you think of Daima? And do you think it is enough, or what do you think of Daima? And do you think that it's something that is actually going to continue on the story, or are they just trying to get as much juice out of this orange as they can? Or they're just squeezing the ever living life out of the Dragon Ball Z franchise? Excuse me.
So to answer your first question, I do enjoy Daima. I did not expect a whole lot from the first episode because you're trying to set up, you're trying to set up the story. One, you're trying to get people that have not watched the whole Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
They're giving them a brief backstory. So I think
Very
that took what was it? Was it like 10 minutes? 10, 15 minutes?
Probably 10 minutes. Like it wasn't that long. Like you spent most of the episode trying to figure out or the Demon Realm. You understood that they had Demon Realm Dragon Balls, all that. We'll talk about that. I don't want to spoil it for people.
But so I appreciate that. And like I said, obviously with the first episode, I already knew it was going to be a situation to where they were going to be doing world building, trying to set up the Demon Realm, trying to get you spun up on that.
Yep.
All the new players in there, having to build up, Supreme Kai's brother.
Oh, that
you know what I'm saying?
And his sister.
Yep, and his sister. Yep. So I'm hoping it delves a little bit further into the story in regards to that. But like I said, the first episode was what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So people feeling, some people feeling upset that there wasn't enough fighting there. I'm like, look, man, this is a show that we love that is telling a different story that we haven't heard of before.
Yeah.
So if you need to do some world building, then okay, then your first episode, that's totally fine. Now, as far as like what I rated, do I rate it a 10 out of 10? No. I would say it would be for me, probably an 8.
Oh, see, I was gonna give it a 7.
Oh, really? Yeah. I could see that. I could see a 7. What I do like and what I've heard is that because this series has been they've been building or making this series, I think back in 2021? 2021 or 2022. So now the quality of this show, at least the first season, is going to be amazing. You know how you have what's the best one I can think? Oh, Dragon Ball Super. When it first came out.
Yeah.
And how bad the quality was.
Don't get me started with that.
You know what I'm saying? So now, because they've been working on this series so long. No, that was the one I was thinking about. When he was fighting, when Meliodas was fighting.
Escanor, don't get me started with that. Bro, just looking at Meliodas laying in that bed like, I was like, come on, bro.
Oh, dude, the memes were crazy. I remember. I didn't even watch that episode, but yeah, the memes were crazy, bro.
Bro, that's why I was so, and I'm sorry, y'all. I was so invested in that show because I was waiting for that fight because I saw how it was in the manga.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, they've been giving us, for instance, when Meliodas fought what's the demons? It's the antithesis of the 7 deadly sins. The people that Meliodas used to lead when he was Demon Meliodas.
Gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but I know who you're talking
But
about.
you
I know what you're talking about.
who I'm talking about. That
Mm-hmm,
fight when they put the belt to Meliodas and they hit him in all of his heart, I was like, if they're giving us that in that animation, Escanor Meliodas gonna be fire. And what did I get? My son could draw better than
you got stick figures.
stick figures, bro. I was so tight. But nah, so for me, I personally gave it a 7, right? The things that saved it for me, outside of what I was talking about with the story and paying paying respect to Akira Toriyama, I've been very constant in what I'm about to say. I've always wanted to see the old Dragon Ball fights, right? That we love.
Yeah.
Goku versus Vegeta. I know we always that because that is the classic. I always wanted to see that in more updated or current day animation.
Yeah.
And we got that to an extent, as much as they really could provide. And I loved it. Like I had goosebumps, right? But in the same instance, I can't let my fandom block what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was so much of a reach on why they made Goku and his friends into kids. Because I don't want them to come to Demon Realm. My nigga, they don't even know about Demon Realm outside of Deborah.
Yeah.
So like you can just stay in your little pocket and move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why
Yep.
make them kids? But
yeah,
I'm pretty
made
sure
absolutely no sense.
they're gonna jump into that. Because I was like, look, even if they're kids, they still gonna come and put belt to ass. You just don't know it yet.
Yep.
But there was that. Like I said, the way they dropped us into the show, I was very lost at first. And if I was a person that I'm trying out Dragon Ball for the first time,
you're gonna be lost.
You're gonna be lost. I don't know if that would have persuaded me to keep watching Daima.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there was this one thing that people were complaining about on Reddit was the explaining how the Saiyan aging, right? Because we were talking about this before. And please follow us down this rabbit hole that we're about to go down, because me and him had a conversation about this before, but we decided that, we're going to save it for the podcast. All right. So Saiyans age at a different rate than average humans. We all know that.
Yep.
I found it very interesting that they highlighted that during this episode, because during the episode it was Trunks' birthday. I think Trunks was turning 9 or 10 or something like that, right? And Krillin made fun of him like, "Hey, are you ever going to grow?" And Goku said, "You typically don't see the growth spurt until they hit about 15, right?"
Right.
And so a lot of people, once they heard that, they were coming back, well, why is it this is a 10-year gap? Why is it that we still have Kid Trunks when Dragon Ball Super starts?
Yeah.
While yes, I understand that. I understand how you could be like, what are they doing? Are they just pulling the story out of thin air? This is what I think is taking place. All right, so Daima, right? It's over a 10-year period. We don't know how long Daima is going to last. We don't know if it's a 1-season show, right? Which I doubt, but or maybe I don't know. But we don't know if that one season, if they're going to scale over years. You have to keep in mind when they turn Goku and his friends into kids, they had to turn the ones that are already kids into something. So whether they're babies, whether they're non-existent, we won't know until the next episode drops, I think on Friday. But if that's the only way I can rationally explain or rationally, connect Daima to Super, is that when they turn Goku and his friends into kids, something had to happen to their kids. Either they are non-existent or they turned them into babies.
So I'm pretty sure they turned them into babies. I think that's what they said.
Okay, so if they turn them into babies, right?
Yeah.
10 years, where technically Trunks is at 10 years, Trunks is still perfectly where he should be. He looks that like that kid that he's supposed to look like when Daima started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just trying to rationally explain that to y'all because I know a lot of people were complaining about that, at least from what I saw on Reddit.
Oh, they were
I
complaining
think
about
that's
it on
the only
Reddit.
way they can explain it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. They're gonna have to figure out how they're going to loop that together, especially when you're saying that Trunks is 9 here, and then when Super starts, I believe he's 9 or he's turning 10. What? How was
They're
he was
like
10?
they're
He was
like
turning
10,
10 in
9,
Super.
10, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So and then there's a 6-year gap between Boo and Super. So you're gonna have to
10-year
figure
gap.
out. You can't
10-year
be
gap.
you can't. Oh, it's a 10-year gap. Okay,
10-year
my
gap.
bad. So yeah. So you can't be 9 for 10 years.
You can't be 9 for 10 years.
Exactly. So they're gonna. That's why I was like, I don't know if it's a situation where they keep them as babies, and then, like you stated, once Super starts, then they're where they're supposed to be at in that 9, or
do they at the end of Diamond, do they just wish for the dragon to turn everything back to how it was prior to them being turned into kids? And once that happens, that's when Super starts.
then Diamond would have to go over a 10-year span.
That's what I'm saying.
Time span.
There's a possibility that they could do that, but we don't know. For instance, right? Vinland Saga, season 1. We don't know how many years scaled in season 1.
Right.
But we knew a lot of time elapsed because, I mean, Thorfinn was traveling around with Askeladd and all that stuff, and they're traveling by boat. Yeah. So this is years taking place because when season 2 happens, we have Thorfinn as grown,
grown adult.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if Daima does end up being a 1-2 season max, that we don't know how long that season is going to scale in Daima time.
Right.
That's all.
And I'll be interested to know. I have to believe that Akira Toriyama, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be able to explain and kind of like fill in that gap. You know what I'm saying, to where everything.
Toriyama did.
No, but he made that before he passed.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how far he got with the story before he passed.
I'm pretty sure he got pretty far because he was doing the manga, wasn't he? Or am I tripping?
I haven't seen a manga for Daima.
I'm pretty sure there's a manga for Daima.
If there is, I'll
hold on. Hold on. Now I'm curious. I gotta look it up. I don't know where I got that from. If let's see, manga. Hold on. And if we need to edit this out, then that's fine.
We will.
Yeah, now I'm just curious. Is there one?
There is a Dragon Ball Daima manga.
Okay, I thought there was. I don't know how far it's gotten though, but
it was rated 8.7 out of 10.
Okay.
Akio Ayoku confirmed Dragon Ball Daima would feature a completely original story. They were asking if it was based on the manga. Okay.
I don't know how many chapters are in it to it, so
okay.
But yeah, dang, now I lost my train of thought.
You were saying that essentially that Akira about the story. You were saying,
oh, okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, I remember. I'm pretty sure that he had a vision for this, and it was going to flow well into, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the Dragon Ball story.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, because it's canon. Like, this is canon. So he's going to make it a way to where any unquestioned or any questions will be answered in regards to how this fits into Majin Buu or between the Majin Buu saga and Super. You know what I'm saying? So I got confidence in that. But yeah, but overall, like I said, man, I get about 7, 8. I'm curious how the second episode is gonna go.
Yeah. Of course, there's something that made you give it that 7 or 8, but what are the glaring issues that you see from it that it's like, I need a little bit more here?
I'm gonna contradict myself. I wish I had a little bit more Goku and Vegeta. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wish you would have had more. I feel like, but I will say this though. I do feel like it was kind of a reach how they got them to start fighting. It was like
it was a reach.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a reach. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We're done eating. Let's go train.
Yeah, well, he was like, yeah, something about Vegeta's short, and he's like, oh, we're done eating. Want to go train? Yeah. And then they up in the air, and then they fight each other. I'm like, okay. I'm like that, you know.
But question though, is that a far stretch from what Goku would normally do?
Yeah, I mean, you hold on, edit this part out loud.
Yeah, I got you.
No, wait, y'all, you took 2 of them. What you left for that work? The one with the plug? No, it's not. It's in your bag. I saw it in your bag.
Ran off on the plug twice.
We good.
Okay. Let me come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch through and chop it up and stuff like that when
Oh, that's fine. I was gonna chop it up.
You finna be lapping tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I ain't gonna lie, I might get back into ReFantasia, bro. That game's so good.
I'm playing tonight. Like,
I'm probably gonna play a little bit tonight.
Yeah. I got it. Bro, I'm prairie dogging right now. I got to shit.
Come on, right now?
Yeah. But I'm holding it.
Oh my gosh. Well, why don't we you want to finish Daima and then we just call it and then
we can do that. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay,
I just want to be able to get some content up for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't have that many more questions left on Daima. But what were we just saying before you said, "Hey, edit this out"?
I don't know. Christine was asking for.
You said something about we were talking about the Goku versus Vegeta fight and how it just randomly happened. Was it so? All right. Blah, 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 blah. So was there anything else aside from the Goku versus Vegeta fight that you were just like, they need to do they could have done a better job here, or you wish they would have added a little bit more?
Man, like, I honestly don't feel like they really did too much else for me to be like, they could have did a little bit more. The drawing, the animation of it, that was flawless. It was flawless throughout the whole episode, as expected. I do like how they told us how the Supreme Kai and oh my gosh, his name's missing me.
His brother, or
no,
you're talking Kibido.
Yep, how they unfused.
Yeah, that was cool.
The reason behind it, I was like, okay, whatever. It was like, oh, we just made Majin Buu eat us and then spit us out. I'm like, okay, I get where you're coming from because that happened when Goku and Vegeta fused and when they got, so when they went in there, they defused. So I get that. But yeah, man, like, I wish that we could have kind of gotten a reaction as to when Goku and them turned into kids. Kind of got a little bit of dialogue on that.
Bro, so I ain't gonna lie to you. That irked me a little bit. I was like, you're gonna end the episode with them turning into kids, but you don't even let us see them as kids.
Yeah.
It's just like you start playing the out credit music.
Yeah. Now, obviously, because of the trailers and all that stuff like that, we know what they look like, but still, it was kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm nitpicking at this point. The fact that they're like, oh, Gohan's off training.
Bro.
Or Gohan's off doing studying or something.
That irked me too. I was like, okay, look.
Bro, like, how many times y'all gonna disrespect Gohan, bro?
Thank you. Like, bro, okay. At some point, like, the disrespect is enough, bro.
Like, it's gotta stop, man.
It has to
stop. I'm sorry.
Because
you're killing me with that, bro.
I mean, they finally started to give Gohan some respect when they introduced Beast Gohan, which I hope that's in Sparking Zero. Don't know if it is going to be, but I hope it is.
It better be. It has to be.
But bro, it's like, my guy, like it's so much disrespect. But I really wonder if it's not something I can answer, because I feel like if I say something positive, it'll come across as me being biased, because I am a Dragon Ball stan. But I really wonder if Daima did enough to keep those new viewers to come back, to make people want to come back and watch the next episode.
I think
because it didn't start off with a bang. It was just more like, this is what's been going on. They kind of tried to explain some stuff, which, I mean, you expect that from a first episode. But once again, I used this example before. Vinland Saga. First episode started off with a bang. Akame got killed. First episode started off with a bang.
Yeah.
You know, it was something that, dang, like, that was fire. That made me want to watch the episode. Let me see what the next episode is going to be like.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I'm going to watch Daima because I'm a Dragon Ball fan.
Yep. And I think,
it's hard for me to answer whether they did enough to entice that new viewer to come back for episode 2.
And I think, if I'm trying to look at it as from a new fan, and I don't know anything about Dragon Ball, but I want to give it a shot. Episodes 2 and 3 are going to have to make me want to. You're going to have to. Yeah. That's where you got to grab me there. Whether it's through just excellent storytelling, whether it's, just something that is going to entice me to stay. I feel like the episodes 2 and 3 it's got to hit at that point.
I just thought about this, and I'm sorry I cut you off, but I just thought about this.
What's that?
If they fuck this story up and they make it like Boruto.
See, I haven't even watched Boruto, so that's all I'm like.
Bro,
I thought Boruto's rebounding to where it's going to be good now.
It's starting to rebound. The manga is. But bro,
but the anime, y'all gotta
bro, they were literally riding the coattails of Naruto. They were like, okay, we're gonna give them Boruto. They're gonna stick around because they love Naruto. And bro, I was like, Lance, all they gave us was filler. On top of filler on top of filler. I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time watching this. Yeah. Now, that's what I hope Daima doesn't become. Because, I mean, the opportunity is there. Like you said, I agree. 2 and 3, I'm not saying they need to be 10 out of 10, but it needs to be something like, we need to get more than what we got out of episode 1.
Yeah.
It was good. Episode 1 was good for nostalgia. Like I said, they rehashed what took place during the Buu saga, so you're not just being dropped in somewhere. And the animation was updated, right? So I think episode 2 and 3, like you said, they need to be some bangers if you want to keep the new viewer.
So, but I mean, obviously for us old heads, we gonna stick through it to the to the end anyway, because we're just a fan of Dragon Ball. Yeah. I do hope that it isn't on some like type of like, what's that? Not Kai. What's that anime that came out? The first episode was so good, people were already saying that it's anime of the year, and then a couple episodes get in, they're like, "This is the worst anime I've ever seen."
Ninja Kamui.
There you go. That's the
one. Boy. That has to be one of our highest viewed videos, because me and Javon were like, yo, the fall off of this show has to be studied, because the first episode was so, see, and I've been trying so hard not to talk about Ninja Kamui. I put it in the back of my head, but like the visceral reaction.
Yeah.
The visceral reaction that I get from just hearing Ninja Kamui. Oh my God. Like, Toonami pissed me off with that. They really did.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Don't waste your time to go watch Ninja Kamui. It's a waste of time.
Bro.
You know they said that they're going to try and make a season 2?
Nobody gonna watch that.
Bro,
ain't nobody gonna watch that mess, dog.
Bro, ain't nobody gonna watch that. Bro, the I'm about to go down a rabbit hole. Let's just end this episode because this is going to become an episode about me shitting on Ninja Kamui because it was that horrible.
I'm just saying, I've never watched it.
Bro, let me tell
I
you.
mean, I watched the first episode.
Ninja Kamui, 7 Deadly Sin, and fucking what else? I just had it in my head. Ninja Kamui.
You said Boruto, right?
Oh, thank you. Ninja Kamui, 7 Deadly Sins, and Boruto hold a special place in my heart. I fucking hate y'all. Like, oh my God.
Oh, bro, that's funny. That's funny.
So look, y'all, if y'all rocked with the content, please like, comment, subscribe. He had to bring that up. That just put me in a mood. Okay. Please like, comment, subscribe if you rock with the content. Let us know what you want to see in future episodes. Let us know if you like what Night Shift Gaming has to say because we're going to bring him back. So, and also, we'll have his stuff linked in the description below. Give him a follow, give him a subscription because he is on Twitch. He's doing his thing. Is there anything you want the community to know before we turn out, Lance?
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you letting me on. I appreciate y'all listening to what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? Much thanks for that. As far as content right now, like I'm just now starting to get back into putting out content and stuff like that. So yeah, everyone should follow. I ain't mad at you.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, like I said, man, looking forward to next time we on and shooting the sheet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So look, y'all, without further ado, y'all stay blessed. Keep y'all heads up. Keep grinding. Keep moving. Even if someone's not looking at you, just know that someone out there is, we're rooting for you over here. Okay. So without further ado, we'll catch you on the next episode, y'all. Deuces.
Yes, sir.